Welcome to the podcast. I'm Duncan McRae, and after nearly 30 years in the window cleaning industry, I'm sitting down with other window cleaners to discuss life in the game. We're not talking about some fluffy hack, some overnight success story. We're talking about real, honest, down-to-earth stories of people who know what it's like to be in the game, who know what it's like to go through the tough lessons of life. So sit back and enjoy this podcast, whether you're watching it on YouTube or through your favourite podcast platform. We hope it really benefits you in your window cleaning journey. So let's dive in. Welcome to this episode of the Window Pro podcast, and today I'm interviewing Mitch Lloyd from Adelaide Hills Window Cleaning, and I believe you also have Adelaide Suburban Window Cleaning. I noticed there's two
Yeah,
websites,
that's right.
correct?
Yes, that's right.
So, Mitch, how
Good. Yeah,
long
good to be
have you
here.
been in the industry and how did you get into it?
So, pretty much straight after high school, I had about a month after high school. So, it's been about 4.5 years now. Well, initially, I was looking to be a police officer, and then I had to wait till July for anything to really get started. So, I had about 6 months of waiting. I've just always been, ever since probably like 16 years old, always been looking at things to do for a bit of side money. I was working at Foodland for about like 4 or 5 hours a week. And then, yeah, just had a lot of extra time on my hands to do things like this. And my mom actually recommended the idea. I should try this out. And I looked, there wasn't like a whole lot of people doing it in my small area. So I thought, yeah, I just like to, the worst case scenario is you get experience that helps in other cases. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
win-win situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how difficult was it as a young person just out of school to get a business going?
So to get it going, I did just start off with friends and family's houses first, and then just got my confidence up from there. I was starting with the Bunnings equipment and probably not doing the best sort of like work with that as I could have, but eventually, like I found the confidence to go buy squeegees and that. So the first one I bought online, I was very excited to get the Unger Ninja. That was, yeah, pretty exciting to get in the package. And then once I saw the quality, I was like, yeah, I need to get more. So went to Window Cleaning World online, got a big order, and then started it off with all of that. I think it was a lot to have wrapped my head around with everything, like um, yeah, starting off in the business, getting all the technicals right, getting it legally all right, and yeah, I think I learned as I went instead of learning everything at once before.
Yeah, and that's, I think most of us had that experience. You're learning as you go. You start off, you don't realize what you don't know, but you learn that as you get along.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just, after a few years, go back to what you originally thought of doing, joining the police force?
Well, I just really found a passion. I feel like because I've been researching about businesses and just really getting my head around a lot of different things. Like I was selling online products online and that, and then I just feel like I had this underlying passion of business and yeah, just sort of working for myself because I just feel like yeah, I just love that the idea is the more I work, the more I can achieve with things. And I feel like with being a police officer, I just didn't really feel like it was for me. Like with the younger people, they start off doing a lot of the late night shifts, and I kind of got myself used to working all around. I'm getting my fix with working outside different areas each day. So I was getting my fix out of that. And yeah, just found a passion in window cleaning and business really early.
Well done. That's a big
Yeah,
decision
thank
to
you.
make to not go down a seemingly secure work pattern to, the
Yeah.
ups and downs of business. So, what keeps you being optimistic, Mitch?
Being optimistic is, well, as I was saying, the more work I put into things, the more I can achieve out of it. And I feel like, yeah, like my plan is to sort of like long term plan is to retire early. Really love the idea of that, and I just feel like if I put a lot of the hard yards in early, that can happen. And just yeah, optimistic. I really just love the smile on people's faces after I clean windows. I love that. One of my biggest things is I love now with having a team. I can just make a difference in the world, whether that's giving people employment, just yeah, keeping everywhere around clean, like doing all these shop fronts, driving around, knowing I do that place. I think there's just a good pride sort of feeling with that. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's just dwell on that. You said you've got a team now. How many do you have working for you? Because, like, is it 4 or 5 years you've been in business and you've already expanded?
Yes. So I think about 2 years into the business, I just realized, yeah, it's going to be too big for myself. And yeah, just research into having a team. And now I've got a team of six. So that just opened up a whole new book of opportunity plus lots to learn as well. So yeah.
Cool. So, how do you organize your team? Do you use like a particular software? Do you have a particular process? Because some listening who are looking at expanding, this will be very helpful for them. So, what structure do you put in place to organize your team every week?
Well, I feel like the main structure is really, which I'm in the works of pretty much almost done, is the employee handbook. You can pretty much call it the window cleaning Bible, and that's just going to have everything into lots of detail. So basically, like when, just say McDonald's teach up their employees in every new store, you can go anywhere around the world and receive the same product. Like I don't want the service to be a lot different between one person versus another person. So that's really important, is to say have everything consistent in that way. And we use Square appointments. And yeah, I'm just a big advocate for that because yeah, it was free as I was starting out, and I have paid for some extra little things, but yeah, all the team members being able to see the price, all the appointments, all the like notes that I've put down for them, all, and they can just see the hours of the week all through the one system. It's all integrated together, and yeah, that's just works out perfectly that way.
Yeah, so can I come back to you mentioned the window cleaning handbook. Can you describe
Mhm.
it a little bit more in detail? Because some of us may not have heard about that before.
Yeah, it would be in each car, just a way to look at not just like everything with the technique. It's more like what this equipment's for, where it goes, where's this, a lot of safety things, like a big reminder about like how to be safe on roofs, not touching, like how to be safe with electric shock. Um, a lot of that as well. And then it's not just the simple stuff. I think also getting really nitty and gritty with all types of customers and how to deal with certain situations where someone may be really unhappy, or you may find yourself in a bit of a awkward scenario where someone's just really not having the job, and procedures in place for every single situation you might find yourself in.
So this is a handbook that you've designed.
Yeah, that'll be coming out. I mean, I haven't got it exactly in place yet, but I've sort of written down all these different notes and putting it all together. And I've got like a electronic format of that that everyone would be getting.
And are you going to release it to the world at large? Or is it
Maybe if
just
there's
a,
enough interest.
or is it just an
Yeah, I feel
in-house
like
thing just between part of Adelaide Hills window cleaning? Or are you,
I feel like there'll be a bit of interest in that, and yeah, happy for whoever wants to like DM me, and I can send off to them what I have.
do you think it's going to be like a side mentoring program that you're going to market and basically add it as another product or service to your business? Or what's your grand plan with the handbook?
The grand plan, that's just really for like the employees in that, and it's more specific to like our business and where we are with our equipment and all of that. So I haven't really gone into the side of mentoring yet. Still feel like I'm years away of really feeling like I'm ready for that or I've seen enough success for that.
So you're going to keep it for the for your team to start with, and that's fair enough. That's really good,
Yeah.
and it's a fascinating angle that you've added to your business. Now, does
hmm
Adelaide Hills window cleaning, is that your niche, or do you have a broad range of services?
So gutter cleaning, solar panel cleaning, and then like in the last 2 years or so, I've seen a lot of great upselling and a lot of people say, wow, like, oh, you guys do that as a service. That's awesome. Like when it comes to broken fly screens, replacing those, like it's nowhere near the amount of money I'll be making window cleaning, but like I think it's just a great service to have because it's a problem people didn't know they could fix very well. Yeah, and then I've been in the works of looking into just a bit of restoration with the um, spinning disc and scratch removal. That's for the side as well. So I've had a bit of practice into that and looking to add that into a main service once I feel ready.
Yeah, cool. So you're looking at more
Yeah.
and you're growing to become more an exterior cleaning company rather than just a window cleaning company. Would that be an accurate description?
Yeah, I guess so. But like still always inside with windows. I still love doing that. And yeah.
Excellent. So, how do you find your clients? What's your marketing program? Obviously, you've got your website, but what specific ways do you market your business?
Well, I'd say out of the 4.5 years I've been doing this, I'm very happy that probably the last 2.5 years I've been really cracking down on the dentist close. So that's basically at the end of every appointment, staying really consistent and not like saying to like 3 months, 6 months, and getting a regular booking and my um, appointments app keeps people on a reoccurring schedule. And yeah, I've that's how my marketing I guess it sort of worked because I just have so many reoccurring bookings that the new ones just get put on top, and I haven't really felt the need to market too much.
Hmm.
So I basically have done Google, Facebook ads. I did that a bit at the start of this year when I had a bit going on. So I started a bit of that, and then I've researched quite hard. So I found it worked really well, Google and Facebook ads, but I was getting a bit too much work than I needed. And then I've had had it unfortunately at the same time two employees leave, so it was really awkward timing. And then I thought, yeah, I would leave Google and Facebook ads a bit more when I need it. So yeah.
So, let's just focus in on, you mentioned the dentist close. That's a phrase
hmm
that I think both you and I are aware of from Jersey of WCR Nation
Yeah.
podcast.
Massive mental.
And last week he did a full podcast on it. So describe the process. So the dentist close, for those who don't know and who haven't heard of Jersey, is when you go to the dentist and you've had your cleanup and all that, they book you in, write it on the back of a card. They, when are we going to see you again? See you in 6 months. Yep, that's good. Make an appointment. You walk away knowing you're locked in to their schedule, doing the same thing with our
Mhm.
clients. Why do you think it's something very effective to be proactive that way for your business?
Yeah, there's so many things that like Jersey has said about it. So one of my best ways of envisioning it is like a snowball at the top of a big snowy mountain, small snowball at the start. That's your starting sort of customers, your first 100 or 50 or whatever, that you get on that regular schedule. And then you push it down the mountain, the years go by, and that ball gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then by the time you're at the bottom of the mountain, that small circle is from the beginning is still there. And then you got everyone else. Sure, some might fall off, but it keeps growing bigger and bigger. And it just makes life so much easier because so many benefits. The best thing is going to so many jobs where I already know the day before I started. Like I look, oh, 3 jobs I've done these people all before. I've booked them. They're all on the same within 5 minutes of each other every 3 months. I know what windows to do. I know what windows they don't want done. I know this and everything's basically clean already. I'm not going to get into any problems. So I can very accurately say, oh, I'm going to finish at 3 on the dot today. I got 4 clients here. Bang, get them done. And yeah, it's just a very maintained and well organized sort of way of doing window cleaning.
Yes, and it allows you to plan better because you know you've got those repeat clients. And putting the dentist clothes into practice means that we don't have to get caught, sucked into the marketing gurus that call us and say, I'm not finding you on the first page of Google. People want to find you every day. We don't need brand
Yeah.
new clients every day because we've got the repeat clients, the recurring clients. That's the brilliant part about window cleaning. So
Yeah.
when you're with a client and they've just gone, wow, Mitch, that looks amazing. Why is that the time to book the next appointment?
Well, yeah, that's when they're at their happiest. That's when they're thinking about it the most. And yeah, it's really important to do that in person. And I guess if I go through what I would say, it'd be something similar like, oh yeah, I got a sort of Excel spreadsheet on my phone that because I do only in the last 6 months I've started discounting per how regular they're getting it done, and then I got to show what their original price is, and then I'll show them if they're getting it 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way to like 6 months, and show them what their price would be for that. So they got a choice. And I would also just say, oh, by the way, your neighbor 3 houses down are getting it every 12 weeks. So to say, oh, they're every 12 weeks on a Friday morning, and then I can put you in on every 12 weeks on a Friday afternoon. And yeah, just works out really well that way. I've been able to bunch customers really closely together and book everything really organized through that way.
So what software are you using to do your scheduling?
Yeah, all through Square as
All
well.
through Square.
Square pretty much does 90% of my business stuff, and then there's a few AI sort of things that and different apps that I use on top, but yeah, 90% through Square.
That's a very quite a popular one. I haven't used Square. I've seen my favorite coffee van uses Square for their business, and it seems to work quite well.
Mhm.
Yeah. So your team is obviously all similar age group to yourself, are they? All your employees?
Yeah, I guess that's the sort of advantage I've had with being my age. Well, and disadvantage in a way. So I've had, yeah, a lot of my friends, friends of friends, family friends, all people in the same sort of people, like everyone knows around each other in Adelaide anyways, but yeah, people in uni, it works really well having uni students because they have their summer holidays for 8, 10 weeks in the summertime when you need them. And then they're busy doing their own thing and lighter during the lighter times. So that works out perfect. Um, and yeah, so there's that. Got full timers. My girlfriend Danny, we co-own the businesses together. She does all the admin, and since I've taken that off my plate, yeah, that's just been so much nicer not doing admin. Yeah, there's just a lot of things. And I would say disadvantages of being my age is I've also hired people a lot older than me. And yeah, sometimes you're not sort of listened to or treated the same when you're a bit younger. Yeah, you get that all the time. Yeah.
So you think there's a discrimination because you're young?
Guess so. Yeah. I've on the job place, like workplace a lot, is like that, but it's not a massive deal.
How do
Like
you
it
handle it,
seems
Mitch? How do you handle it? The fact that
understandable.
people are being basically looking down at you being a young fellow having a go. How do you
Well, I
cope
guess
with that?
I do come across God, and from the get-go, people's first impression is, oh, this person might not really know what he's doing, but I try to, yeah, create the best experience in window cleaning and really get to know the people early and kind of show, I guess, with my tools and stuff now. Yeah, it just shows automatically that I would know what I'm doing with, and I would just use all my technical knowledge and, yeah, a lot of people can nowadays get going pretty quick of, oh, yeah, he knows what he's up to.
Yes. That can be discouraging when people don't give you a break. And when
Yeah.
older people put you down a bit, that can be quite discouraging. Good on you for hanging in.
Yeah, I guess one of the problems I'll get asked, oh, you like, yeah, do you know how to take that screen out? And they'll like overly explain everything to you, but like you've done the job for 5 years now. But yeah, that's just how it is.
Yes, that's just how it is. That's right. Yes. What do you offer as a wow factor? What makes Adelaide Hills window cleaning different to other cleaning companies? What makes you stand out as different?
So yeah, I'm really big on wanting to be different than everyone. And I think, yeah, through when I'm teaching my employees handbook, I really encourage giving a 6-star service. I feel like you just want to go above and beyond. So, one of the tips I got from Ellis Coates wearing the indoor shoe covers, always giving out compliments to the customers on what we find that they look like they put work in. Just say they look like they really spend a lot of time in the garden, is giving compliments on that, giving compliments on their kitchen, something they've renovated. And wow factor as well is with Square having the, well, invoice reminders the day before, appointment reminders. Also, what else is coming in looking nice and neat. Another part of the wow factor would be just when I'm doing that dentist close, just really persisting that I'm really organized and you're going to be getting this same service on this repeat. Um, and we're not going to miss a day. We're not going to mess you around. Um, what else? I had a list of these. Now I'm trying to think of them. Yeah. And I think just the equipment itself, like no one that doesn't really do window cleaning sees your like 4 meter long pole with a gooseneck on it doing windows that looked impossible. And I think that's also a wow factor in itself. Yeah.
So it's sometimes we're just creating an impression that we're professional
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we come up trumps with good quality work. Yeah,
And I'm very big on creating the experience rather than the service because so many people can do the service and think that's all the customer cares about. But creating the experiences goes a long way for them to remember you, refer you on to friends, give you that 5-star Google review. I think yeah, I think the work specifically is not even the most important thing.
absolutely. Yeah, good tip. Yeah. So, you've been in the business 5.5 years. I was just interviewing somebody recently and they've been in it for 40 years. So that's quite a difference.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
ask everybody who I talk to, regardless of how long they've been in the industry, if someone was starting out in the industry and they wanted three top tips, what would be Mitch Lloyd's three top tips for starting a window cleaning business?
I would say I would say nowadays compared to 5 years ago, there's a lot more companies out there, so competition's a lot higher. But I'd say when you're not getting as much work, I think having that side job is good. I think going out to work for people for free for experience is good as well. And I think I would definitely give a tip of, yeah, if you started how I was starting when you kind of got a lot more time. Still treat your 40-hour week, still doing work, still trying to get jobs. Even if you're doing 12 hours of physical labor, still spend that 28 hours. really grinding out, making your SEO really good, making your website look good, just really just trying to think of everything, researching, going out to see other window cleaners. Tip number two is definitely dentist clothes. If I started that, because I said I started 2 years into my company, so I don't know, yeah, have hundreds on that regular schedule at the moment, but there could have been an extra 100 or 200 if I started in the first 2 years. And yeah, I feel like starting as early as possible makes a massive difference. And tip number three, I would say is, yeah, just make sure get the right equipment first. I think I spent quite a few years getting bad equipment. My area of hard water is just very hard, and I was using just a simple DI tank, and I was always having problems, always staying at jobs an extra hour. I think just getting if you know you're committed, just get not the best of the best, but just get pretty good equipment. Go for the expensive equipment. I think you'd love yourself in the future instead of having to throw out crap equipment and then spend more in the long run.
Now, that's very interesting. So just reiterating that. So when you're starting out, devote the 40 hours to your business per week,
Mm-hmm.
whether
Yeah,
that's cleaning windows, knocking on people's doors, working on your SEO, just working on your
yeah,
business, doing business work for 40 hours of the week. Second tip, the
yeah.
dentist close. Learn about it, do it, apply it, and watch your business grow. And thirdly,
Mm-hmm.
as you can afford it, get the quality equipment that's available. So
Yeah,
that captures it. They're excellent
yeah.
tips. They're excellent tips, Mitch. And I think
Thank you.
they really will help people see what's possible. I did a work experience with a 17-year-old on this 3 days ago. He reached out to me. He's been doing window cleaning for 12 months while he's still in high school. And
Yeah.
he's an entrepreneur in the making. He just is all focused on business. He doesn't want to go to uni, and
Mm-hmm.
he has invested in some good equipment because he knows he's going to need that to expand his business. So that's really
Yeah, that's
important. But
good.
talk to people about what works and trial it. So, Mitch, I really thank you very much for your insights and giving us a bit of a backstory on how you got into it. Um,
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, I loved it. So thanks,
and
mate.
if you do get to share that window cleaning handbook around, I look forward to seeing what you come up with because that's a fascinating angle for
Yeah,
your business, having
sure, I'll send some
clear
copies out.
procedures in place. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, no,
And
thank you.
yeah, thanks for joining the Window Pro podcast. And I wish you all the best with your business journey, mate. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to the podcast. I hope you got some real value from today's guest. We know that each guest brings something different to the table, hence the variety in my guests on this podcast. So if you got value from this episode, please share it with a fellow tradie or someone else in business that you think would benefit from it. And please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast through your favorite platform, whether that's on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.